Hello everyone, this is Stephen from Simply Nerdy, and I'm joined today by Anthony.
Hey everyone!
And guess what we're talking about today? Yeah, you know, we're talking about that mini Nintendo Direct we had today, which kind of blew our minds.
It certainly did mine.
There may have been some screaming, there may have been some tears, and there may have been some laughter as well. But we'll get into that here in just a second. So Anthony, what stood out to you most in this presentation? Because for me, I believe the standout for me was Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Oh yes, you've got it right on the money there. So, I think our past videos, for our consistent listeners, you all know that I'm very excited for this game, and this was just even more icing on the cake. So first of all, my favorite thing was a confirmed release date. May 29th. Wonderful to see that the rumors were true, and I am very excited to have it in basically 2 months. So that's
crazy.
That's what I'm going to be doing, presuming it doesn't get delayed. Which hopefully it doesn't.
I've never played the game before, so this is a good opportunity for me to pick it up and try it out.
Yes, yeah. So
especially with the extra content and the upgrade in the visuals, it looked like the visuals were pretty upgraded by that first trailer we got a few months ago. But after seeing this reveal more fleshed out, they even said they went as far as re-recording the music.
Yeah.
And they went above and beyond for the Definitive Edition. So I think that's to be applauded.
Well, and honestly, I think this game deserves it. That's how I feel about it. I just hope that with the music re-recording, they don't change too much. I don't want I want better sound but the same instrumentation. I don't want interpretation too much. The soundtrack of the original Xenoblade Chronicles is, in my opinion, one of the greatest gaming soundtracks in existence, and I hope they don't change that. But I don't anticipate they will, and I think the amount of love and quality they're putting into this remake is making me feel like I can feel pretty safe about that. So definitely has made this fan happy. I was there from the very start all the way through Operation Rainfall, and now to see us come this far and to have this labor of love, I'm very, very pleased. So that was definitely the highlight for me as well.
So Anthony, let's get into your probably second favorite announcement. Or it wasn't an announcement, but we knew about it, but we got more details on Bravely Default 2.
Yes. I think everyone can tell by now that I'm definitely an RPG fan.
Anthony is our RPG guy. If you need anything RPG, Anthony's your man. They're not for me. Most of the time, they're not for me. But anyway, Anthony, let's hear it.
Well, we'll get him converted one of these days. So Bravely Default 2. I mean, before all we had was just a trailer that didn't really show us much, but in this they showed us a ton about the environments, the world map. It really looks like they've done a huge overhaul. I mean, the graphical style is very similar. It's still kind of got the pop-up panorama kind of feel to it, but the details are far more fleshed out. I don't think I missed my mark here. I'm pretty sure before that they were just kind of pre-drawn areas, and then your three-dimensional model characters would kind of traverse in that area. But in this, they've fully fleshed that out into a three-dimensional area, and it looks really good. And then the battle system, I don't know, it just looks like they've given everything a powerful visual flair that just makes it look really, really good. And as for the battle system, it looks like it's largely, kind of what we've seen with the past games. Nothing in this trailer seemed to suggest that anything major was changing. I mean, we still have the asterisks, and we still have the job combinations, and the brave and default mechanisms. And even if that nothing about that changes, I'm not concerned about that at all. I guess we'll see as things get closer. It just looks incredible, and a visual treat. And the fact that they've dropped a demo today, I'm definitely gonna have to dip into that a little bit, because I don't know, the demo for the original Bravely Default was what sold me on the game, because at the time it was just kind of a curiosity, and I didn't like have any plans picking it up, but Square Enix knows how to do their demos. I'll tell you what. Like,
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
I downloaded the original Bravely Default demo just as a casual interest, and that demo sold me so freaking hard that I basically went and reserved it the same day. It was just so much fun, and actually kind of similar story with Octopath Traveler. So I already know that I'm going to buy this game, but I'm super excited to go try it. So it's a good day to be an RPG fan. I do have to acknowledge here that Steven and I kind of have a bit of a sort of deal going on, that he'll try RPGs if I try Animal Crossing.
Yep, that's true.
Which is, was featured here. I'm kind of so far been an Animal Crossing agnostic, but the charm of this game does seem to be starting to soften my hardened heart. So maybe that'll change.
You heard it here first.
It does look like it's a game for our times, and it
did have an update announcement today.
Yeah, why don't you talk to us a bit about that, Steve? You're the AC expert here.
There was rumors that Bunny Day was going to be delayed because of everything going on in the world right now, and it looks like Bunny Day was actually included in the first update when the game launched, so we'll at least get that. Bunny Day will last from April 1st to April 12th, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of fun times in there, like you get to do Easter egg hunts, and I don't know, I'll have to watch the trailer again. For what I saw, it looks awesome, and I can't wait for Bunny Day. But what other things stuck out to you, Ant? Because some that stuck out to me, even though I'm not a big fan of these 2 or 3 titles, but the titles by 2K Games were announced, like BioShock Collection and Borderlands. So the Switch is still getting third-party support.
Yeah, which is
awesome.
It's a good thing to see. I have to say that it actually has kind of piqued my interest. I've never actually played any of those, but I've always heard exceptionally good things about them. So if ever there was a time for me to try them out, I think it would be now. My only problem is my backlog is epic and will live longer than I will. So I am very intrigued. Again, I've heard wonderful things, and I'm very interested in giving them a try. I wanted to name 2 more that were kind of standouts, that were a bit more surprise. I knew I was going to really like Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition and then Bravely Default 2. But 2 that looked kind of fun that I didn't expect. First was the Panzer Dragoon remake. That, gives me some really powerful Star Fox vibes, and I love those games. And so that one looks really cool, and I guess it was one of those that released today, wasn't it? I think it was. So that looks really cool. And then another one that I just wanted to comment on that I think we're going to need a lot more information on was Ninjala, I think it was. That gave me some serious Splatoon vibes.
It did. Didn't it give you Splatoon vibes? It did me too.
Totally. It almost kind of had the feel of basically a reused assets. Even down to the stances were basically a direct rip. I didn't get super as much into Splatoon as many, but I enjoyed that game while I did play it, and this looks like it might be a version of that idea that's more my speed. So that one's kind of a surprise that's on my radar now. We'll see where it goes, but
yeah, I think we should definitely at least play this on the channel at some point. Let's get to the Smash Brothers character reveal.
Oh.
Now they only announced where the character, which game the character is coming from, which is ARMS. No further details were given. They said they'd be given at a later date, which to me says because of the world's problems right now, they weren't able to get that character fully ready for today's Direct, and they'll be working on him a little bit longer. But or her, they didn't say, but they left it up to speculation, which is kind of fun. We get to talk about who we think it is, but at the same time, I don't know. ARMS was a great game, and I bought it, and I played it for a while, but it sadly was not another Splatoon story for me.
No.
It wasn't a new IP that exploded off my brain like Splatoon did.
Right.
But I don't know how I feel about this one. But I see why they chose ARMS, and
so I'm kind of with you there. My initial response was basically, ARMS? Why? Because I don't know, like, it really wasn't kind of a huge IP for Nintendo. I think they wanted it to be, but, you know, it just didn't have the oomph behind it, at least for me. And I don't know, it just seems like one of those characters that, again, not many people are asking for. I'm sure there are people who are, and I can see the appeal, but it's just like, come on, you guys. You just said this is the last DLC set. Why don't you start aiming for the dead ringers, the ones that people are begging for, rather than, you know, these kind of niche characters that are just curiosities. I don't know, maybe it'll be more than that. You know, maybe it'll turn out to be really cool. And, you know, the other part of me kind of looks at it and it's like, well, an ARMS character would be a very unique character. And maybe that's kind of what Smash needs more of. So I'm cautiously not optimistic. I'm cautiously interested. But I'm just sitting here like, still, why ARMS? Just why? And then, you know, when they followed that up by being like, and by the way, we're doing a free trial period of ARMS. And I'm like, I forgot that game even existed, and you're trying to resurrect it now?
I felt the same way.
Anyway, so I guess we'll see. Those were my thoughts. It could end up being very cool, you know, because, like, another example that I wasn't excited about at first was Terry, and I actually kind of really enjoy playing as him, so, you know, maybe it'll be a similar situation. I'm at least optimistic in the sense that it should make for a very unique new fighter, and so that should be cool. I'm also wanting them to start doing a little bit more of the, you know, iconic, highly requested characters. So please save the rest of the slots for those if you can. Thank you. I'm honestly surprised it turned out so well, because when they said it was a Nintendo Direct Mini, I kind of had my heart sink. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's not expect much. And then they kind of gave me a lot of things to be excited about. I kind of still imagine that they probably called it a Nintendo Direct Mini specifically because it still was less than we might have hoped for, and if they had just called it a straight Nintendo Direct, fans would have lost their minds. Like, 6 months and this is all we got? Probably wise on their part, and also I hope a signal that there's more to come soon. But I was still quite pleased with what they gave us. And as an RPG fan, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Bravely Default 2, that's all I needed to be happy. Thank you very much. All right, well, thanks for listening in, you guys. Let us know your thoughts on the Direct and what you liked and what your hopes are. And until next time, guys, keep it nerdy.